Imagine waking up to the alarming realization that your understanding of emotional intelligence is fundamentally flawed. Believing it's a trait you're born with could be your biggest mistake. Stay tuned because what you're about to discover might drastically impact your relationships and career. Right now, there's a subtle but dangerous misconception. Many think emotional intelligence is fixed, like eye color. This belief is just limiting, it's perilous. By clinging to it, you risk missing out on vital opportunities for growth and connection. Picture this: you're in a team meeting, brimming with ideas, yet you notice others tuning out. You might blame them, but what if the real issue is your emotional awareness? If you view emotional intelligence as an Alernathing trait, you could be blind to the skills necessary for effective engagement. Let's confront the truth. Emotional intelligence is static. It can either diminish or develop. Consider someone who seems effortlessly charismatic. They did just luck into it. They honed their skills through practice, developing empathy, and picking up on social cues. If you think they were simply born that way, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. Now, imagine facing a conflict with a close friend. You react impulsively, letting your emotions spiral out of control, leaving you frustrated and defeated. But what if the key to resolving this tension lies in recognizing and cultivating your emotional skills? Here's the harsh reality. If you persist in believing emotional intelligence is fixed, you are jeopardizing your relationships, career, and mental health. Each time you dismiss the potential for growth, you forfeit the chance to deepen connections and build trust. That's a steep price to pay for clinging to misconceptions. So, what's the way forward? Start by identifying moments when you felt emotionally disconnected. Reflect on those experiences and ask yourself, what could I have done differently? Embrace the idea that you can evolve. Each small step, like practicing active listening, can lead to profound changes in how you relate to others. As we conclude, remember this: emotional intelligence is a journey, not a destination. Don't let the belief that it's innate hold you back. By opening yourself to learning and adaptation, you could unlock deeper, more meaningful connections. Every moment is a chance to practice and improve. Ever felt that nagging tension in your chest and brushed it off as just a busy day? Ignoring those feelings could be a silent danger creeping into your life. Emotional intelligence is often seen as an innate gift, something you either have or you don't. But what if that belief is actually holding you back? Imagine yourself in a crowded room surrounded by laughter that feels distant. You're physically present, but emotionally detached. That's your body signaling stress, yet you convince yourself it's just a phase. How often have you dismissed your discomfort, thinking it would fade away on its own? Here's where it gets tricky. If you view emotional intelligence as a fixed trait, you might overlook those warning signs. You may think your reactions are just part of who you are, bottling up feelings like a pressure cooker ready to explode. That slow buildup. It's real, and the risks are creeping up on you. Picture this: you've had a tough week at work. You snap at a loved one over something minor, only to realize later that your anger was misplaced. You didn't just lash out, stress controlled your actions. This cycle feels all too familiar, doesn't it? Now let's take it further. What if that stress festers, leading to serious consequences? Relationships become strained, opportunities slip away, and you find yourself trapped in emotional chaos. You are not just losing touch with others, you're losing touch with yourself. But here's the twist: building emotional intelligence is a skill, not a trait. It's something you can develop like any other ability. What if you took a moment each day to acknowledge those feelings instead of burying them? Imagine pausing to reflect when you feel that tightness in your chest. Instead of pushing it away, lean in and ask yourself why you feel this way. This small shift can turn your stressed signals from a threat into a guide. So, what's the takeaway? Emotional intelligence is just something you either have or lack. It's a journey you can embark on. Recognizing that your feelings are valid opens the door to growth. Next time you sense that tension building inside, don't ignore it. Lean into that discomfort. It's not just a signal, it's a vital compass pointing you toward deeper understanding and connection. If this resonates with you, take a moment to reflect on your own emotional journey. What can you do today to nurture that skill within you? The answers may surprise you. Imagine this: you might think emotional intelligence is something you are either born with or not. But what if I told you it's actually a skill? This common misconception affects how we connect with others. You might feel like your emotional responses are set in stone, much like the color of your eyes. However, that belief can be just as misleading as it is comforting. Many people go through life unaware of their incredible potential for emotional growth. Now, picture two colleagues working on a project. One is adept at reading the room and sensing tension, while the other seems completely oblivious. The difference isn't an innate talent, it's about practice, awareness, and a willingness to grow. This gap is fueled by the belief that one is naturally skilled while the other isn't. Here's the kicker: when we see emotional intelligence as a fixed trait, we let ourselves off the hook from the responsibility of improving it. You might think, but I can't change who I am. That mindset. It's a trap. Every moment you hesitate to embrace the possibility of growth, think back to a time when you misread a friend's hurt feelings, brushing it off as just a bad day. What if you had viewed that moment as an opportunity to deepen your understanding and strengthen your bond? Ignoring these chances only perpetuates misunderstandings. Now let's raise the stakes. Have you ever lost a meaningful relationship due to a simple miscommunication? The pain of that loss can serve as a wake-up call. Yet, many retreat into their comfort zones, convinced they can't change. So, what's the answer? It all starts with awareness. Challenge your assumptions. Ask yourself, what if I could learn to tune into emotions better? That simple shift can open doors you never knew existed. But remember, change requires effort. It can be uncomfortable, and you might feel vulnerable. Yet, that's where the magic happens. Each small step you take toward understanding your emotions and those of others brings you closer to forming genuine connections. As we wrap up, let's reflect on this: emotional intelligence is a gift, it's a journey, and a skill waiting to be developed. Embrace the challenge, and you'll discover that the rewards are truly worth the effort. If this resonates with you, take a moment